Do you take a certain pride in the fact that you didn't shoot real well from the three, but still were able to gut out a victory?
Yeah, that's anytime you can get on the road and be able to grind out a victory, especially in the physical game like this. I thought Indiana's defense was great. It caused us a lot of problems, and I thought our guys made some plays down the stretch. Obviously going to Isaac is a huge weapon for us, but being able to make our free throws and getting stops. But I thought Indiana played really hard, and like I said earlier, they gave us a lot of problems.
Did you guys change anything defensively as you went on? Did you guys change anything defensively?
No, just trying to keep the ball in front of us. I thought, we had some letdowns, guys, not staying into the basketball. We weren't high enough on our ball screen D, trying to get, a lot of times when you get into help and you switch, now when you're there and help and then they come up and set a ball screen, we stay too deep. And so we were just trying to get as high as we could to try to keep them out of the paint and then just stay into the basketball. And so that's what we just kept trying to encourage those guys. When we had breakdowns, they made us pay. I thought Robert Johnson was very, very good in that ball screen action.
In the growth process of a team, what is surviving in an environment like this?
Oh, it's huge. As a coach, you don't want to get into these type of games, but after you survive them, you're better because of it. Anytime you can get into possession type games, you find out about your team. And I thought our guys did a really good job, going down the stretch of getting quality possessions. Even our one miss by Isaac, we had 1 3 that we took in the last 5 minutes that was ill-advised. Isaac missed that layup, but everything else, we were getting some really good looks. I thought Matthias's 3 in the corner that he missed, that Haas got the rebound and put it back in. I thought that was a quality shot. So just trying to get quality shots and then not allowing them to get open threes and not allowing them to have any second chance opportunities.
The interaction between Isaac and Vince out of those double teams really seemed to kind of sustain you guys through
yes.
a period when you guys weren't shooting the ball well. Do you think is some of that just two guys who played together for 4 years and having that feel?
We try to mix things up where our guy goes when the ball goes into the post, just to have different kind of reads and different looks. A lot of people aren't used to doubling, and when they do, sometimes they can get to the ball quick, but then their rotations aren't good. So we try to put guys in different spots with some different set plays. But Isaac's good at that. He's for 4 years he's been getting doubled, and a lot of the attention he gets in practice. He's become a pretty good passer.
Does it say anything about Isaac's maturation over the years, that he can be that guy that everybody in the arena knows where the ball's going, and he still keeps a calm head about him and still makes the right play? Also, well,
he's pretty
productive.
Yeah, he's pretty experienced. Obviously, he's physically imposing. It's very hard to get him and get him off the block. And so he's getting pretty good position for that size and being able to look over people. But the fact that he wants the ball and he makes his free throws, after he came in as a 50% free throw shooter, now he's at 80% as a free throw shooter. That's probably more than anything, because I think, if you take this back 3 years, people were just fouling. But he makes his free throws, and so it's such a weapon for us.
How do you see experience matter in the final 5 minutes?
I just
today and in games like this.
Yeah, I just think of just being there in terms of, not having silly fouls, not letting them steal points from you on the road because the noise is too loud, and then just executing on the offensive end. We had the one turnover that got away from us on the pass to Carson there, but for the most part, I thought we did a good job of executing, and that just comes from being in games and being able to handle some adversity. Everybody has adversity and fails. But you have to be able to learn from it, and I think our guys through the years have been able to learn from it.
These past 2 wins, are they particularly satisfying because you've gotten your opponent's best or close to it? What does that say about your
Well, I think you're gonna, in a rivalry game, you're always going to get that. I think anytime you win the league the year before, you're going to get everybody's best shot. And anytime you're leading the league currently, you're going to get everybody's best shot. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things, and they're good players. He's Juwan Morgan is the most improved guy we've seen. All year. He's unbelievable from where he was to where he is now. And sometimes that happens just through opportunity and natural growth. But, man, he's good, and I've always been a huge fan, of Robert Johnson.
What is different about Morgan's game this year than previous seasons?
I think a lot of time it's opportunity. You can say that about our team. Like, we went to the well a lot in the last couple of years with Hammonds and Caleb Swanigan. They're pretty good players, but a lot of people have talked about the improvement of our other guys. Well, they have more of an opportunity now, and I'd say that with Morgan. Morgan has more of an opportunity. He gets the ball a lot. He took 18 shots tonight. I don't know if he ever took 18 shots in a game last year. So he's the focal point of what they do, and he's a mismatch nightmare. So everybody always thinks ultimate size. Like Isaac Haas was an advantage for us tonight, but Morgan was still an advantage offensively. he gave our two big guys fits. So when you get that combo forward to go against 7-footers, that's a tough matchup on both ends.
Winning 3 in a row in this building is pretty rare. To have the senior class do it,
No question.
It's a feather in the cap.
Yeah. Oh, it's a huge feather in the cap. That's an unbelievable environment. Anytime anybody ever asks me what's the toughest place to play, I mean, it's an easy answer for me. This is the toughest place to play in the league. And if you think about how tough it is to win at East Lansing, how tough it is to win at Illinois, some of those environments, Michigan are big time, Ohio State. But this has always been the toughest place for us.
What did you think about Morgan's defensive effort against Isaac?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, I think you have a decision to make. Some people, 3 games ago, Isaac Haas took 1 shot and we made 23s. Think about it. And then today he shoots the ball 17 times. And so I thought, 10 for 17 when he's getting the ball 5 feet from the basket. A lot of times he's one-on-one. But he didn't always guard him. They had McSwain on him some, and they try to mix guys on because the number one thing they want to do is keep Morgan in the game. So you got to try to balance it to the best of your ability. But I thought he did a really good job. You're giving up, 5-6 inches, down there, and you got to battle that guy, and you can't let him get deep. So you got to do your work early, and that takes a lot of energy out of you, especially when you're a guy that needs to score on the other end. I thought he was great.
I think Carson, prior to today, was maybe 0 for 2, 0 for 3, trying to dunk. Did you ever have a conversation with him about either keep trying or, hey, let's just get the bucket?
He said his dad said no more dunks, so I thought that was out. But so, yeah, you can only control so much. But I was just glad he was playing hard. Gave us some energy. Obviously, he dunked and got us going a little bit. So that's what we needed to get going.
Matt, this team has faced so many different looks, so many different defenses.
Right.
Are you shocked throughout this win streak they can respond in the different ways they find to respond?
I'm not really. I think, if you saw us play against Tennessee, I thought they manhandled us. I thought Western Kentucky just flat out outplayed us. I thought those 2 losses, we learned a lot from that. We got into a grinder against Louisville. We had a couple possession wins against Northwestern and Maryland. So we've been in a lot of those games and we've been able to respond after not responding. So I think coaches a lot of times, your team learns a lesson, but then do they have to relearn it? So far with our guys, we've been able to get good shots down the stretch and be able to kind of do our job and get those key stops in the last couple minutes.
It's one of those lessons going right at Morgan after he comes in with 4 fouls.
Right. Yeah, we wanted to go. We would have went at him if he had 0 fouls, though. We were going to go to Haas, but when we flipped it and then he was on, Vince Edwards, we tried to post Vince a couple times. They went to the switch late, and that's when Vince got fouled when Newkirk got on him. But we really wanted to go to whoever Morgan had, but we still wanted, Haas to get some touches down the stretch no matter who was on him.
Is it important for the continued growth of your team to win when you don't shoot particularly well, but also you don't have your best defensive day either?
Yeah, no question. Yeah, I think any time you shoot well, it's kind of fool's gold. You got good shooters, but the percentages say that there's going to be times where the ball doesn't go in, and can you still win? So I think it's very good especially for this team. I'm always scared when we shoot really well that next game. And so when we had that game at Iowa, we still shot the ball well against Michigan. But sooner or later, you're going to have a game where you're 5 for 18. I don't care who you are.
What are your impressions of where things are from a rebounding standpoint right now? I think it'd been 4 or 5 games in a row you've been at rebounded. And today they got some offensive rebound.
No question. We just try to fight to the best of our ability and try to limit those offensive rebounds. But staying even there, the thing that we've been able to do is we had 7 turnovers today, and that really helps us. If we can offset some of the rebounding with fewer turnovers, that really helps us.
Matt, a game ago, Vincent Edwards scored a career high with 30. Today, Isaac Haas ties a career high with 26. Just the different players and how each guy can kind of be the star of a per se. How's that adding some versatility to your team?
Well, I think it allows us to sometimes not know what the other team's going to do going into the game because you have a lot of different weapons, especially with Isaac. Are you going to double Isaac or not? That's probably the number one question. And now, are you going to double Vince Edwards? Or are you going to bring somebody to him? With all those shooters that we have. Like I said, I thought Indiana did a great job defending the day. Very physical. Took us a little bit of time to really adjust to the physicality of the game. I thought they were great in that. But no, Vince he's been really good. Obviously, he was really efficient the other night. But I thought he made some huge plays for us, down the stretch.